Here are the answers for the day 4 bell work. Find f inverse of x if f of x equals 3x minus 4. The technique that the book teaches to find an inverse is to rewrite this equation using the letter y instead of the f of x symbol. Next, we're going to apply the definition of inverse. To create an inverse, you switch the positions of x and y. So the equation becomes x equals 3y minus 4. Now, transform this equation to put it into the familiar slope-intercept form pattern. One way to do that is to add 4 to both sides. So we have x plus 4 is equal to 3y, and then to divide both sides by 3. So we have x divided by 3 plus 4 divided by 3 is equal to y. If we use the symmetric property, we can switch the sides of the equation, and it becomes y equals x over 3 plus 4 over 3. This equation is the inverse of this equation. Now the directions say to use this notation to mean inverse, so let's replace the letter y with the f with the little -1 in the corner symbol. If function f is to take a number and times it by 3 and then subtract 4, then the inverse of that is to take a number, divide it by 3, and then add 4/3 to it. Question B, verify algebraically that this function and this function are inverses. We want to show that cubing a number is the inverse operation of doing the cube root of a number. To algebraically show that things are inverses, we perform compositions of functions. First, let's take function h and input it into function g. Let's also take function g and input it into function h. If we get the answer x both times, then they are inverses. So let's work this out and see what happens. H of x is the cube root of x. Let's take the cube root of x and input it in place of x in function g. So we have the cube root of x, and we're raising that to the 3rd power. Because the exponent matches the index, the final answer is x. Now this composition, we're going to take function g and input it into function h. Function g is x cubed. We're going to take x cubed and input it into function h. So we have the cube root of x cubed. The cube root of x cubed is x. Because we got the answer x both times, that shows that they are inverses.